Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing, coming to you with another process video. This is not a tutorial because I am going to be crossing my fingers and hoping that this works out. We're going to make a never-ending tag journal, and we're going to make it using 8 tags that measure 4.5 inches by 7.5 inches. So you will need 8 fronts, so 8 main images, which would be things like this, and then you'll need 8 that are more of a backing paper. So if you're going to follow along with what I am doing, you're going to also need 7 strips of fabric, and you're going to want them to be about 1 inch wide, and then you want them to be the length, you want them to be long enough to cover from here to the bottom of the tag. You don't want it any higher than that. My prototype is a little bit wonky, but I was just playing around. So this is what it looks like. So it's going to open like this, and then it opens. So it opens all the way. Let me try that again. Goodness gracious, I'm already confused. It's going to open like this, okay, like a book, like this, okay. But then when you flip it over, it will open also the other way. So that's what makes it really unique. And I don't have enough time before Christmas to make a lot of Christmas stuff, so I am going to be doing some smaller projects like this as well. So I already have all of my items prepared. I've got 7 strips of the fabric. It's just this beautiful gold fabric. I thought it would go perfect with this paper. And today I am using the kit from SunflowerandDors. I can't recall off the top of my head what it's called. I don't have it in front of me right now, but it's Mandy Reed over at SunflowerandDors. So I hope that you'll check her out. This kit is absolutely beautiful. Look at these images. This one's actually printed on coffee dyed paper, so it's a little bit darker than the original. And then we've got a beautiful Santa, an angel, this beautiful cake, another Santa, the train, another half of the train, and then the fireplace. And then for backing, most of them are just this kind of, she's got one backing paper in the kit that looks like this, and it's beautiful. So we've got that one, and this is the other half of one of the other images on the full page. And then we've got, this is also part of a whole digital that had an image on one side, and then more of that, and more of that, and another one of those, and so on. So I want to preface this by saying that I'm going to be learning as I go. So I'm going to kind of use this as my prototype so that I can kind of see what I'm doing. So I'm going to set it, I'm just going to kind of set it right here. So you're going to want to determine what tag you want to be your front cover. I have already decided I want this snowman, so I'm going to put that snowman right here, and then I want to take a backing paper, and I'm going to turn this backing paper over, and I'm going to, let me think about this a second. So my instructions say put a strip of fabric on the back left side of the first backing tag, which is this side. So this is the backing tag, and my instructions say to put it here. So if I put it here and then I glue this on, that is absolutely correct. It's going to make more sense here in a second, I promise. Let me grab a paper towel for some oozing glue. This could be a rough go, guys, because I did my prototype, but I didn't do it with images, so this is going to be a little bit funky for me. So why are we so crooked in this camera? Goodness gracious. Okay, so again, we're going to put our fabric on the back side of the first backing paper. And again, that's going to make more sense here in a second. So I'm going to go ahead and run a bead of glue right here. My fabric tag is being a little bit stubborn, and I only want to go up to that corner where we made the tag, where I made the tag shape. And in case I forgot to mention it, my tags are 4.5 inches by 7.5 inches. You could obviously make them any size that you want. It doesn't matter if these are perfect, because I didn't think about this is going to be backwards. Oh, that's a bummer, but that's okay. It's not ugly. That will make more sense here in a moment. So I get going here. Yeah, but anyway, it doesn't matter if it's irregular because that's not going to show. You just don't want this to go up above that point of your tag. Okay, so we've got that. Okay, now we're going to glue this one on here. It's going to be really weird. I wish that I had thought about that, but I think it's going to be okay because you can still kind of see that image through. I would have preferred to maybe stitch those together, but I didn't think to do that. So now we're going to glue this one on here, and so this is our very first one. In our other ones forthcoming, we will also be putting a strip on this side, which is going to make that accordion action. So let me go ahead and glue this one down. This will be a 3-part series, I believe, so we're going to do the construction here in the first video, and then we will be coming back and doing some signatures. I'm not sure how many signatures I'm going to put in it. I think that Eve did one in every one. I think she did like, I don't know, 7 signatures. I'm not doing that many, but I will be doing some. So we will come back in video 2 and do that, and then in video 3 we will decorate. So I'm going to go ahead and place that down. I'm going to quickly pick it up. I am using my Fabri-Tac because it gives me the most chance of success as far as being able to move this around. So I'm preferring to have it be straight on the top. And let's see if we can move that over a little bit. If you have any overhang, don't be concerned. We can ink that up and it will not be a problem. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. I'm going to grab my ink so we can do that as we go. I'm not sure why these are a little bit uneven because I cut them exactly the same, so it happens though. So I'm just going to ink that up like so, and we might cut some of that off in the end. We can trim off anything that we don't like. So just getting rid of that white is what I'm really going for here. Okay, so that is that. I'll just set that ink over there. So now you've got this going on. So the next thing you're going to want to do is pick the next one. So we glued our front cover back to back with the tag, not attaching anything to the right side of the cover tag. So I'm reading my notes. Take a second tag, a backing paper tag to the existing strip. So we're going to take another backing tag and put it here. Back to back with this. Oh, goodness gracious. To the existing strip, glue just the edge. Okay, yeah, so then we're going to put this on here and we're going to just glue it on this edge of this tag. So hopefully this is making sense. Hoping. Took me a long time to prepare this, so I'm hoping that we have a win here. There we go. And so we're going to go ahead and put this on here. You're going to want to leave a little bit of a gap. I believe that in Eve's video she said 3/8 of an inch. That would not be correct. 3/8 of an inch is way too big. So I'm just going to kind of make sure that it's even up here. So you can see that. We want those points to be even. I'm going to actually even close this to see. Yeah, pretty darn good as far as the height. So you do want, I think it's more of an 1/8 of an inch. That might have been just an error in what she was saying. But that is okay. So that's what we want right there. And the reason why we want that gap is so that we have some ability to create some bulk in the project. So now you're going to turn this over like this. Okay, so now you have this is tag 1, this is your cover. Okay, and we're going to put another strip over here because that's the only way we're going to be able to continue to make our accordion deal. So we're going to go ahead and put some glue over here. I'm hoping this is right. Oh my goodness, I hope it's right. We'll see. We will find out together, won't we? So I'm going to go ahead and put that down. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect because none of that's going to show. So you can see mine is a little bit long, but I knew that when I cut them, I could always cut them off. So that's not a concern at all. So now we've got that. Okay. So now we can go ahead and we can glue our next page on. So let me think a moment. So that's a backing. So this will be an image. So let's go ahead and go with this one. So we're going to glue that on. So now if you did not put this strip on, you're not going to be able to continue, right? So that's a really important part. So then we're going to go ahead and glue this on there. If you were going to stitch this, you could obviously just use enough glue to hold this in place until you run it through your sewing machine, but I might sew afterwards. I would just make sure that all that glue is super dry before I attempted that with my machine, but I may not sew. I don't know. The jury's still out. So we're going to go ahead and put this down, and again, I've got to pick it up really quickly because I want to be able to line up that top. Okay, so that's the most important part, is that top. Okay, like that. It's not super important that, let me fudge that a little bit more. We moved a bit. So you can see that my fabric didn't come up quite high enough there. I don't know if you can tell that, but it's not a super big deal. So we're uneven here though. What the what? So our tag is not even on the bottom, but again, it's easier to cut that off of the bottom than it is to try to finagle the top. So I'm going to go ahead and ink that stuff that's overlapping, like so. And then we can come in and ink that fabric that's the opposite side of it. Okay, so then what Eve suggested is that you always flip your project back over so that you're looking at this image. This is our cover. I'm going to put that right there. That's our cover. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and put another image, not a backing paper, but an image. So let's go ahead and do Santa next. I think this is working out. I'm not there though, guys, right here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and glue him on as well. So I'm going to again run my bead of glue all the way up this side to the tag cut there. And we're going to leave our same gap there. I might have a little bit bigger gap there, but it doesn't really matter. And I'm going to go ahead and try to line that up again, point to point, and then the bottom. That looks pretty darn even. Okay, I'm hoping this is making sense. This is take 3 today. I mean, I just merely like sat down, turned the camera on, and started thinking about it, and I'm like, oh, no, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. So I'm just smoothing that out, and then we're going to flip it over, okay? Now, before we put our next panel on, we need to put our next strip of fabric. So we're going to do that really quick before we forget. My brain doesn't work well sometimes in terms of flipping and flopping and understanding and being able to really pay attention to direction. I'm also directionally impaired in a vehicle, so so it's sometimes really kind of racks my brain to try to figure this stuff out. So we're going to go ahead and just smooth that out and just try to make sure that's up to that edge. So that one's a little bit better. Okay, we've got a little overhang at the bottom. Again, not a big deal. So now we're safe to put our next panel on. So just like on this side, we have image, background, image. We've got background, image, background. So we're going to grab another background page. So I think I'm going to actually grab, I'm just going to kind of change my mind a little bit here. I'm going to put this one here, and we can change our mind. That is perfectly fine. So we're good to add this because we have our strip. So always check and make sure you have your strip if you're wanting to continue on. So I'm curious if you guys are ready for Christmas. I have been very busy with just stuff. We actually just got some new furniture this weekend, and so I've been spending a lot of time getting kind of the house in order and getting everything the way that I want it, as well as I have 2 grandkids that are in junior high and high school basketball teams, and so I've been trying to go to their games, so that kind of takes away from my crafting time in the evening. So I'm a little bit behind in my studio, so I'm going to go ahead and pick that up again and just try to get that as straight as possible. I feel like this one is off in terms of the tag size, so we're going to turn it over and see what's going on. See how I've got extra here. So I'm not sure why that is. Let's see if we can slide that over just a bit and minimize that. I'm not sure why that is. We've got too much. You see that? We've got too much, but we're right there. So I'm going to actually see if I can trim this off just a bit. Are we even on the bottom? We're pretty even on the bottom. So that's strange. Very strange. So I'm gonna take a risk here, and I'm gonna shave that little bit off, and hopefully I won't cut my fabric. I should be okay. I'm just gonna go bit by bit here and just gonna trim that just a smidge, okay? Being very, very careful. You don't want to cut that fabric. Sorry, I'm not even on camera. I'm so nervous. So nervous. Come on. There we go. That should help. That should help that a lot. So let's go ahead and trim off that little bit too. I don't know what happened there. I was so precise in my trimming and measuring, you guys, and I'm not normally a measurer, but you do want these to be as much the same size as at all possible. That is not trimming. It's probably the angle I'm trying to go at here. Let me try this angle. I can't get that in there. Okay, we're just going to ink her up. Ink color covers a multitude of sins, even paper crafting. There we go. We'll probably trim some of that up if we can later. Okay, so we've got that over there. And so now, again, we want to flip so that we are with our main image, our front image over here. And now we can put on our next backing paper. So I think I'd like to go ahead and put this on. How about we do, no, we better do one of these first. So we're going to go ahead and glue that on here. Same process. So I like to go like this and flip it this way. Do it however makes sense to you, but this is what is easiest for me. I had a little bit of trouble with my prototype, I have to say. So anyway, I'm curious if you guys are ready for the holidays, and what do you do? Do you have extended family that you spend time with, or do you have more of a smaller group of people or family that you spend your holidays with? We have, you know, we've got 3 kids and spouses, and then 7 grandchildren, and they come and spend Christmas Eve with us. And then my sister, hopefully, one of my sisters can't come because she's working, but I'm hoping that my other sister will. We got some messiness in there. Where's my paper towel? There we go. Okay, so we've got a similar gap, and that's what we want. So now we're going to go ahead and turn this over. And again, we're not at the end, so we want to keep adding this fabric to this side so that we can keep extending this. If you were wanting to end here with just 4 tags, you could just not put a strip here and you'd be done. Okay, so you get to decide that. So now we need here. Oh no, this was was this a background image? I can't remember. I don't think so. Let's go ahead and go with this one, our little angel girl. Oh, strip first, Renee. That's my real name, guys. I go by Cara-Renee on my channel and in most places in my life on social media, but my actual name is Renee. I gave myself, well, I didn't give myself, God gave me the name Cara-Renee, because it means beloved reborn, which is how I got my channel name. B.Reborn is beloved reborn. So he gave me that name a long time ago as I was going through my healing journey. So sometimes I call myself Renee, especially if I'm frustrated. Kind of like when you call your kids by their middle name when you're mad. You're like, Leanne Renee. And then when she's your friend, you're like, oh, Leanne, would you come here? So that's kind of what I do with my name. So if you get confused, that's why. My name is Renee, actually, but my preferred name is Cara-Renee. Someday I might change it legally. I'm not sure if I will. It's a huge hassle, so we'll see. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and glue this on because we have our strip to be able to continue gluing these on. So I'm going to go ahead and put that down. And I'm going to bump it up here as best I can and make it even Steven, as good as I possibly can muster. So yeah, my stuff is not cut straight, which is really strange because I was very persnickety about the process when I did this. So again, we're going to go ahead and try to trim some of this off without getting that fabric in the mix here. I just try to nip that in the bud. Okay, we've got just a little bit more than I want to trouble with inking, so I'm just going to trim it up. And I'm going to try to get that. I think that sliver's probably okay. You can see it's just pretty minimal there. But my bottom looks even, so I'm gonna be satisfied with that. So I'm just gonna ink this edge up. Nobody's gonna know, you guys. Okay, so that is that. So we've got image, background, image, background. So now we're gonna flip this over, right? Yeah, we're gonna flip it over, and now we're gonna put another image here. So what do we have left? We've got Santa. We don't want Santa next to Santa. That would be redundant. Come on, what's the last one? We've got the fireplace. Actually, I think I would like the fireplace there. So we're getting a little long now. So I'm gonna move my mouse so I don't turn my camera off and kind of push off that way so you guys can see what I'm doing still. And so we're gonna glue this on here. Okay, so now we're going to turn her over. I've got stickiness here, so let me see if I can address that. We don't want anything sticking to this paper and pulling off the beautiful images, so there we go. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I did print on a 65-pound paper because I want it to be super sturdy. We got more of a gap here than we have up here, but maybe that's why things were uneven at the top. But again, my first time, so I am going to be okay with that. So I think I want this one next as far as a background paper, but we need to put our strip first. Hopefully I had cut enough. If I didn't, I'll kind of go off camera and cut a few more. I believe I cut 8, even though I only need 7 because we're quitting at 8 tags, so we don't need that last one. So, but I have more, so I can always pause and do that really quick. Make sure I don't got 2 there. So again, we're going to put that there, and we're going to line it up to that point. Okay, like so. And now we can put our panel on because we have this strip to continue on with our adding our tags. Again, we're going to put this on, we're going to line it up as best we can with the tag shape on the top versus anything on the bottom. So I'm going to pick it up and we're going to just kind of make sure that's nice and straight. That one looked really, really good. Bravo, Cara-Renee. Eve also used a bone folder and smoothed this all out. I feel like my hand is sufficient, but you do you, whatever makes you feel most comfortable with your process. I am not the expert, believe me. Okay, so now we can go ahead and flip this over again. And again, I'm going off my image is over here, my front one. So, but I'm trying to keep you all in camera here. So now we can go ahead and put our background paper on here just by sewing that one edge. So let's go ahead and get this. Let's do this one. Just giving that a good smoothing out. And then we're going to flip her over because, again, we always want to flip over to put our next strip on. I feel like I'm not going to have enough. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm not going to have enough. We'll cross that bridge in a momento. I feel like I'm not going to have enough, though, but I could be wrong. Math is hard. Math is not my strong suit. That's why I don't like to measure. And that's why I have a cheat ruler. Want me to show you my cheat ruler? Where's my cheat ruler? So, I searched Amazon to find this ruler that gives me all of the increments. 1/8, 3/16, 5/16, because I cannot read a ruler. I mean, I can read half and 3/4 and whole, but anything past that is rubbish. Rubbish to me. So, there we go. We're going to go ahead and line that up again right there. We got this one is a little bit long, but that's okay. I just don't want it to be I want it to be even to that edge of that tag right there. Okay, so we're there. So now we can put our image on. So let's do Santa here. Let's do, oh, you know what? I think I want to do the train. Let's do the train. This is my favorite kit from Mandy Reed at Sunflowers and Doors so far that she has created. I absolutely love it. Love it. I love the grunge. You know me, I love the grunge. It just really makes me happy. So I'm going to try to line this up a bit more. It feels like we're a little bit off, but we're gonna be okay with it. Okay, not enough to be concerned about. Just going to give this a second to set in, and then we'll trim off or ink up that edge at the top, like so. All this inking can actually happen after the fact, but just showing you how you can kind of cover up the things not lining up perfectly. It's not a game stopper. So there we go. So we're going to flip her over again. Whoopsie. And again, my front image is now over here. So now we can go ahead and put on another image. So we don't have any Santas on this side, so I feel like we're safe to go ahead and put Santa here. Oh, do we? I didn't open it all the way up. We do have a Santa. Do we have a Santa on the other side? No. Let's save Santa. I'm going to open this all the way so I can see everything that I have here, even though you guys won't be able to see it, because we have snowman backing, Santa backing, fireplace backing, and we only have this one left. So we'll go ahead and do the cake, which I think is very, very unique. I don't like traditional Christmas kits generally. I struggle with them a lot. Oh, we got dripping glue. Let me catch that. That's why I really enjoyed working with Daisy Isaac's kits from French Cottage Shabby, because they're not traditional. Very unique. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and place that on in the same fashion that we've been doing every bit of the way, leaving our little gap there, and making sure that we're lined up on this point and this point as much as we can. If you have to sacrifice something, sacrifice it at the bottom. Sorry, I'm off camera. Sacrifice it at the bottom, not the top. Okay, just going to press that out. Okay, and we're going to flip her over. She's getting really, really big. So let's let that go. And so I think we are correct with our strips. So now we're going to put this strip on. Oh, it's not long enough. What? I am going to have to cut some more. Give me a quick second. Let me do that. Okay, that was quick and easy. I only cut 6 for some reason. I'm not sure why. I had 8 written down, so even though I think you only need 7, but we're going to see. So we need to glue this strip on here. I think my camera, the reason why I keep getting out of camera is I don't have it pulled close enough to me. Sorry about that, guys. almost to the end. So we got our strip of fabric right there, and I'm just making sure it's meeting that point. It's the most important part to me. And then we can glue on our backing paper. So let's put this one on. Same process. Just lining that up as best as I can. And if you're lining up your tag shapes, you're always going to be okay with your gap that's in the middle. So it should be really good there. It doesn't matter if it's slightly different than the other ones. To be honest, you're not going to really notice it. I've got a little bit of an overhang there for some reason. Not sure. Let me get that give that a good press. Okay. And yeah, that one looked pretty good. We've got a little bit of white showing there. A little bit of a notchy bit. I'll probably trim that off. So now we're going to go ahead and, oh, I just got confused. I had to flip this over. So I've got my main image, my front image here. And then we're going to glue background paper. Yeah, we don't need another strip. So this is going to go here. And then this one's going to go on the back. We're golden. Do not get confused here. So we're going to flip it and put our glue here. This worked out better than I thought. I thought I was going to really butcher this process, but I think it's been okay. I assure you I will be doing another one because this is fun. Again, it's sort of like envelope journals. It gives you an opportunity to use different kits without making a huge, gigantic project. And you still get to play with all the beautiful things that people are making out there, which I love. So we're going to line that up. We're a little bit uneven on the bottom. Let me see where we're at here. We've got to come down just a bit more there. So I can trim this entire edge off. We are quite uneven. I'm not sure what happened, but it's easily fixed. So I'm not worried about that. I've got some glue boogers in there. Let me get that out of there. Okay. And so now we can flip this over. And because we're not extending it any further, we don't need to add another strip of fabric. We can just glue our last image on. That worked out really well. I love it. Okay. Okie dokie. So I think what I've decided as far as the drawing for the 4,000 subscriber giveaway, we're not there yet. So as we get closer, I will let you know what the qualifications will be and what is going to be happening in that whole thing. But I'm going to wait till we get closer to the goal. I think we're at 39, 40 something subscribers right now. So, which is a beautiful thing. I love it. Love it. Love this community. So we're going to put this on like so. And what's going on here? We are way whacked out. Way whacked out. Let's see if we can even that edge up a little bit. And that looks a lot better. We've got a straight edge here. I'll just trim that off. Let me just do that right now. Okay. Like so. Ink that baby up. You won't even know. You won't even know. But I'll be able to apply as much ink on those spaces as I want. So what I was talking about before about that fabric not being double backed, not being the same on both sides, is it's going to look weird on one edge. So let me show you what I mean. So we're going to, this is our front, so we're going to go ahead and accordion fold it like that. And there's our journal. Super, super straight on the top. I am impressed. I'm going to just ink that up just so you guys can see the lusciousness of even these edges. I love it. We were very, very straight. Okay. So, and then obviously you can see how off the bottom is. Okay. We're going to have to trim that up. It's actually only It's not really that bad. I think it looks worse because of the fabric that's sticking out, but we'll trim that stuff up and it'll be beautiful. So this is our fabric. That is the right side of the fabric. So you can see that you can actually see the gold. Now this side is not. I am not going to ink that up because I don't think, unless you're examining this, you are not even going to tell. You're not even going to know. So I'm not going to do anything with it. I am going to go ahead and see if I can trim this stuff off while we're on camera here, bit by bit. I'm not sure if I can do all of it. Some of it's a little bit trickier because of just the angle of getting in there. So I'll probably do that off camera, but basically you can just take your trimmer or your, you know, your straight edge, your rotary cutter or something, and try to trim that stuff off. I could probably do it if yeah, let's do this. This will make it easier. See if I can get my scissors in here and just trim that off. Let's just do it together. It's easier if it's opened up, it looks like. Again, I am just trying this for the first time, so I've got to open this up. She is big. Just to try to get my scissors in there. Goodness gracious. Just trimming that fabric edge off. And it looks like a little bit of paper is getting captured there. That's okay. And so we've got a little bit of an edge here, but I think I'm just going to ink that one up because I don't feel like it's a problem. And then let's just, this one's very off though. I'm not sure why that is, so I'm going to go ahead and go in and just trim that whole thing off, that paper and all. Not sure why we're hitting too much paper here. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. A little more. Don't sweat the small stuff, guys. It's all okay. It's all okay. So let's take a look at her all glued together. So our front is here. I'm going to go ahead and take that off. And what we got going on here? I almost feel like this is, it's going to all look different though when everything is, it's filled up as far as how, oh, we got it folded wrong, clearly. So we got this and this and this. So you're folded the wrong way and like that. Okay. So now our bottom edge looks really, really good, a lot better. Got a little bit there. I'll deal with that, but then we can ink that up so that it looks more uniform there. Okay. I'm not going to ink up the fabric because I don't want to grunge it up. I like the color of it. And so that is it. So she opens like this, boom, 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 and then opens like this, the never-ending tag journal. So that is the end of part 1, my friends. I will come back in part 2 and we will be adding the signatures, and we might do start with a little bit of embellishing in terms of some pockets and things like that. I'll probably print some of the images on vellum so that I can create some vellum pockets. But that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by and for bearing with me as I really kind of went out on the rail here, not knowing whether or not this was really going to work. So thank you for being here. Love you all. Take care. Bye-bye.